I am so glad you are here. It is Alive Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. Yes, it's true. And, oh, my goodness, what happened to my Instagram, folks? Well, I've lost you. I apologize. So let's start with the fabulous. What are we wearing? And what are we drinking? What are we wearing? We're wearing some Tiger's Eye, a nice big showy piece on my right hand, and some Moonstone, a nice big showy piece on my left hand. You gotta love the power and the receptivity on those hands, right? What are we drinking? Well, I'm back on that burdock because I ignored my eczema for a week and it came back. So back on the burdock, everything is beautiful, little ashwagandha. And one of my all-time faves that I totally forgot about, I've stuck a cardamom pod in. Mwah, chef's kiss, delicious. Love that flavor. If you've never had cardamom, it's like all of your basic pumpkin pie spices better, at least in my opinion. I do know one person who hates it, but most of us enjoy it. If you enjoy the spice, most people like the cardamom. And I just have a whole green pod. Oh, delicious. So that's the basics. So what's happening? What's going on here at the shop? Saturday, the 7th of February. Again, we're in 2026, folks, in case you're seeing this 5 years later. Alliance Coven's meeting at 12 for their second level of training. So you might want to keep it in mind. This, if you want to run into Alliance Coven folks, stop by around 2 and you can meet the people involved. At 3, we have Eshu's fantastic class, American Hoodoo and Folk Magic, getting rave reviews. On the following Sunday, the 8th, sort of Gardnerian pre-initiate group is meeting at 10. That's before the store opens for an hour. Welcome to join and check it out if you want. But at 1, we have got Ravenwolf's Theurgy class. What is Theurgy? I hear some of you saying Theurgy.
Yeah, what is it?
It is the practice of magic. It is all about how that stuff really works. So, and he gave me a little text to talk about with that class today, connecting this particular upcoming class to mindful resistance, kind of walking the fine line between mercy and severity, because that can produce both protection and victory, just like the altar tablet says. So for those of you not familiar with things like, I don't know, the Tree of Life from Kabbalah, we're dipping a little into that direction for that kind of notification. So what's coming? Oh, yes, later that day, Sunday the 8th, Nancy Antonucci's Tarot Lab, fabulous class, always very booked. Let us know if you want to come. And of course, we're still continuing Herbalism 1 and Herbalism 3 on Tuesday evenings and Wednesday evenings right after the store closes. 2 a week is kind of my capacity, so that's what we're doing. Always fun, but definitely a class you want to start from the beginning. So it's just a quick mention. Saturday, the 14th of February, we have Probably Darrell, this dude right here, for his next installation of Container Magic. It's going to be fantastic. And on Sunday, the 15th at 12, the Resistance Ritual. This is an open ritual. You can find out more about it in our events tab on our website, as you can with all of these things. And the QR code for that, if you're seeing a QR code, is going to be up in that corner for it. It'll get you right to the events page, and you can check out all of these things. This is a open to the public, super simple ritual we're going to do. We're going to start here at noon so that you can, if you want to make any additions to the charm, trinket, amulet, talisman thing you want to charge with you, you can. Or if you don't have anything, you just want to do a little knot magic, we'll have some foot-long pieces of cord, so you can do that as well. And I'm happy to go over the basics of that. Depending on how many people sign up in advance, and so do sign up in advance, we might move the second phase, the actual ritual, to a very nearby park. It's about 2 blocks away. It's on the back side of our block and then a couple blocks south of us. It's a great little park, and they have plenty of room for this. So if we get to be, more than 24 people, we'll move some of it out that direction. It'll be a lot of fun. It's not a super long ritual. So come join us and we'll work on, resistance skills. At 4, we have the group that Jessica Sattergren is running for people with chronic illnesses, whether that's fibromyalgia, whether that's cancer, any long-term illness. If you want to connect with other people who maybe don't follow the most popular religions in the world, who maybe can't get the best guidance or satisfactory guidance from the resources that your medical institutions might naturally provide, then I'd recommend that you come to this grief group, this group about living with chronic illness, battling serious diseases. She's fantastic. She's been a volunteer with one of the other groups in the area specific to cancer, being a cancer survivor herself. And she just wanted a space for those of us who maybe worship a little alternatively to be able to gather together and really accomplish some of the same things that those other groups can do, just with more focus.
Real quick, last time she was here doing that, I actually talked to her, and she's really nice.
She is.
She's really nice. Easy to talk with.
Very easy to talk with. And she's written an entire book on her journey with this issue specifically. So you can also find her book on our shelves. She is fabulous. Great interview too, by the way. So you check back in the old ones if you want to see her. Saturday, the 21st of February, Journey into Magical Practice will have its first in-person meeting for ritual here at the shop. That's pretty much the whole day, all afternoon, noon to 6. There's not a whole lot going on other than that day for the classroom, which is where we are right now. On Sunday, the 21st at 10, we have that pre-initiate Gardnerian group meeting up again. At noon, the Reiki shares. So if you're Reiki 1, 2, or 3, and you just want to trade some Reiki and chat Reiki, come on down. At 4 o'clock, that 21st, that Sunday, is Palmistry 101 by Eshu, a fantastic class. I subbed in last time and did like a whirlwind tour of palmistry, so he is raring to go on this class. And on Sunday, the 28th of February, at noon, we have Alliance Coven again for their pre-initiate group. If you want to come and just check them out, see what they're like, see what the discussions sound like, they are fabulous for that. I'm so sorry, but we must decline the phone call. And on Saturday, the 28th, Astrology with Adam. This is the magical astrology class that people are just adoring. So highly recommend. And as for getting readings here, since I mentioned Eshu and Probably Darrell is right here, both fabulous readers with us, to let you know, today on Wednesdays, we have Eshu all afternoon. Fabulous guy, brilliant reader, very creative, tarot and palmistry both. Thursday, he'll be here for the first half of the afternoon from noon to 3, and then Heather. Oh no, I lie. Who is here?
I believe it's going to be me.
I believe it is you.
Yes.
Probably Darrell will be here. We must change the schedule. This is a change to our schedule. We're wishing Heather all the best with her future. She's excited about how she's moving forwards, and so are we. But Probably Darrell will be here doing oracle card readings from an oracle deck he created himself. I even love the shape of that deck, I gotta say.
And free tours of the deck for anybody that wants them.
Yep. You know? It's you want them. Trust me, you want to see the deck. It's really cool. Friday, Ravenwolf will be here from 1 to 4, and then Probably Darrell once again from 4 to 6. Saturdays, we have Eshu for tarot and palm readings for the first half of the afternoon, and then Margaret, who's only here once a week for tarot from 3 to 6. She's fantastic. She's an excellent, experienced reader. Love having her here. And we will get to what's coming up soon for her and Eshu and Ravenwolf. I got to remember. Sunday, Eshu's here all afternoon. Monday, you're here. Probably Darrell is here from noon to 2. And then Morpheus is in doing dream interpretation from 2 to 6. Tuesdays, we have Ravenwolf for the first half of the afternoon, noon to 3. And once again, it's Probably Darrell from 3 to 6. And our 3 tarot readers, Margaret, Eshu, and Ravenwolf, are going to be forming a new tarot class that they will start offering in April. I'm very excited for this. More details to come. They're fabulous. This is usually where I show you things that have come in, but a lot of the stuff that's been coming in are incense and books that we already have shown you. We're caught up on new releases with the publishers we're working with right now, so I thought I would start a new thing for you guys and show you some of the books that are going to come up briefly to the upstairs from our vast downstairs collection. We have over 2,000 books for sale on a couple of used book sites. The one that we use the most and see the most business with is called ABE.com or ABEbooks.com. ABE once stood for American Book Exchange. So yeah, ABE.com is how I get there. It's a fabulous site full of lots of small used book vendors, including us. And some of the stuff that is on that site, but is going to be upstairs and available for you to see on a non-book vault day, because we do open up those collections a couple times a year, and we just did that recently. So I have here a few selections for you. Ark of the Christos, the mythology, symbolism, and prophecy of the return of Planet X and the Age of Terror. Take that for what you will. That's coming up. Weird Ways of Witchcraft. By the way, all these books are going to be worth somewhere between $20,000 and $2,000. I hate to say it, but we price books to go online based on what a book in that condition from that year is going for, and then we take a few bucks off. We just kind of underbid our competition is what we do. So this one, for example, is going for $70. Do you remember this one? It's in fantastic shape. Do you have this one on a bookshelf somewhere? It could be worth a few bucks. You never know. I also have a hardcover copy of The Meaning of Witchcraft by Gerald Gardner back here. This one is going for $100, but we have cheaper ones. Just wait. All One Wicca, which was a unique publication, frankly, looking specifically at what, and this is a title, this is the name of a thing, this is not a generic term, Universal Eclectic Tradition of Wicca. So if that piques your curiosity, $24. Not bad. What about this cover, which is a blast from the past? What you should know about the Golden Dawn. This one's by Israel Regardie, just so you know. This one, I remember this cover, but this is a Dion Fortune on the Mystical Kabbalah. And I also remember this cover, Margaret Murray's The God of the Witches. If you want to read the actual original text and a book that's actually in good shape, this could be your ticket in. It's a $20 used book. By all means, if you have to read Razor for a Goat when you're done, but if you read all the way through, you find out he kind of agrees with her by the end. First edition Witchcraft Today from the American releases. So this is not the first edition British, it's the first edition American Witchcraft Today by Gerald Gardner. No jacket, nonetheless, in really good condition. The biggest flaw I can find is the wear and tear on the bottom of the spine. Oh, mark free, but it is a few $100, just to warn you now. The Secrets of Sorcery is coming up. This one is by Jason Miller. One of his earlier pieces. Did that say 140 or 40? Oh yeah, it said 140. I was about to say it's only $40, but not so much. A Guide to Irish Mythology is up here, coming up here. The very rare and in really pristine condition Hedge Witch is also coming up. This is by Ray Bath. About 90, but interesting in that it sells quickly, so I don't know that it will stay up here long. It might go online rather fast. And in case you think we're neglecting the other parts of the world, we have access to Western esotericism. Remember Who You Are, a Tibetan verb lexicon. I actually have a lot of really good books from a Tibetan Buddhist here in the Twin Cities who needed to downsize. The family was just changing their dwelling situations, their retirement age, and they're just getting rid of some really favorite books. So this would be one. We've also got some really lovely pieces, some statuary, and some of the dish type things that you would use to make it like a food sacrifice that had clearly been filled with rice. Very cool dish. I know I've shown it on here before, but it's like a bowl that you would fill, and then there's a slightly smaller ring that you set on the bowl and you fill, and then there's a slightly smaller ring that you set on the bowl and you fill. You do that until you can put a little topper on. It's absolutely adorable and perfect for making those kinds of like small piece food sacrifices or, gifts to the gods. I also have the Buddhist Praying Wheel. This is a nice old tome on Buddhism. It is a slightly foxed. See the dots. Use book lessons. Slightly foxed. So it's only $200. The Complete Book of Black Magic and Witchcraft. The Works of Aleister Crowley, 3 volumes. Just that book, thank you. A Study of the Black Mass. The Santeria Experience. This is a goodie. The Secrets of Albert Magnus. One of the reasons that some people think that our name is Magnus books here. It's not, it's Magus. And a hardcover of Mather's Key of Solomon the King. They're all coming up. This is a used book. This one's only 13. They're not all outrageous, I gotta tell you. But the ones we always keep downstairs are 20 and up. Now that does mean to make room for these, we're gonna move some back downstairs for you guys. So The Hidden Side of Christian Festivals by Leadbeater, bye-bye. To Fly by Night, edited by Veronica Cummings, a local author, bye-bye. I have a lovely single edition and hardcover of The Golden Bough by Fraser. That's gonna go back downstairs today. King of the Witches by Sanders, disappearing from your sight. The Practice of Magical Evocation. The Brotherhood of the Screaming Abyss. What else have we got that's going to go downstairs? The New Civilization by Annie Besant. Pretty classic theosophical work. If you like yoga but still think Jesus is cool. West Country Witches. Enochian and Chest of the Golden Dawn. An old copy of the Necronomicon. The Hermetic Brotherhood of the Light. Oh, and this is a fun little like 70s, early 70s book cover that I like. By Francis King and Stephen Skinner, an early work, Techniques of High Magic. Don't you love the cover? I love these covers. The graphics are great in that era. Horary Astrology. Butler's Magic, Its Ritual Power and Purpose. A Pocket Guide to the Supernatural. Who doesn't need one of those sometimes? Sisters of the Dark Moon. And this one I just think is fun. And not expensive. It's $10. I mean, seriously, marked to go, but it is not a book meant to go in a computer. And it is Dark Mirror of Magic, the Fasago Millennium Prophecy. Could be a fun thing to go through. So those are disappearing. First ones I listed are going to be up here for a while, flirting with you all, visiting with you all, seeing who they might want to come home with. So if any of those titles pique your interest and over in the first group, come in. They'll be behind in the glass covered bookcase. If the titles I just mentioned pique your interest, give us a call. They're still available. You can check them out usually on abe.com. We've got a few on Amazon, but not many really. And yeah, we'll get them to you. It's okay. We ship all over. But that's what I got for you today. That's what I got to show you, which means
it's my turn.
it's your turn. We get to talk to Probably Darrell. You have a class coming up, don't you?
I do. On the 14th, I have a class coming up. On the 14th, I believe it's at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
And I think I've scheduled for 2 hours. If it runs a little late, it's okay. But it's kind of like a series. Container magic for me is more than just bowls and glass. And containers can also be things that contain energy.
Mm-hmm.
So you could even see it. Well, let's talk about dolls.
Yeah,
absolutely. So one of the things I've been doing lately that I've enjoyed is been making dolls. This is a yarn doll, more of an octopus than anything. See,
a little braided leg.
A lot of braided.
Arms.
So this is something that requires very little skill.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still good. I still see this as a container.
You can put anything in the head of that thing at the very least.
You can put anything into it.
It'll hold it.
Part of it is if you get into dolls and you look at the history of like, okay, so you have some that are considered to be cursed.
Mm-hmm.
You have some that are possessed. You have some that have energies attached to them. And then you have some that are just dolls that people play with.
Yeah. Well, and imagine, if you will, intentionally counterbalancing some of those old curse dolls with dolls you've blessed.
Right, exactly. See, a good example of one doll, it's this one right here. This one here, I got this at a fair. Let's see if I can show her off pretty good here. She has a skirt on, a whole 9 yards. She even has jewelry. when I picked her up, the person said, well, they're designed to help people be abundant. And, okay, so I took her and I gave her a key for a necklace. I put a card, tarot card on her, and she's got a raven and a feather and some other things. And she comes along with me whenever I do my readings or when I do a fair. And the fair that I got her at, nobody was making a profit. It actually was a bad weekend for everybody. And I got her around noontime, I think it was, on a Sunday, the last day of the fair. And I made a profit that fair. Everybody around me didn't, but I did. Was it her? Who knows? I like to think it was her. So that's a way, another idea of a container, something that is containing the vibration, the energy. It doesn't have to be able to hold water.
Right.
So what I would like to do with the class that we're having is go over some of the history of containers. Also talk about the yarn dolls, the poppet dolls, the voodoo doll. There's a whole lot of different
cultures
have different
thoughts.
things.
Yeah.
I know the yarn doll doesn't fit in with the poppet doll as well as one where you take cloth and you'd sew them together and you'd stuff them and stuff like this.
But I would still call that a poppet, though.
I would. So I'm going to have everybody make, on the second part of the class, everyone's going to make themselves some sort of yarn doll if possible. That's why I bring this guy up, because he's a really easy first person to make. Now, I don't say it takes less time, because all this braiding takes a lot of time, but a lot easier. It's very simple. So people can basically bite off as much as they want to try to chew on, I'll have yarn.
And if you think about it, a lot of arms can mean many tasks. It can mean being able to handle many things. So there's good reasons not to follow the standard human form necessarily.
Absolutely.
And you see that over and over again in different magical practices.
This guy right here, he hangs out with my spirit bottle, and he helps protect my apartment.
Very nice.
That's his purpose. That's why he's black in color, because he's absorbing, and he has a lot of tentacles to get a hold of a lot of stuff.
Nice. Very nice.
Another idea, another example would be this one right here, which was made up. Now, some traditions, people always say, I hear a lot of people making comments like, oh, well, you're going to do evil things. You're going to take a pen, and you're going to stab the doll, and that's going to be stabbing the person. Well, if you have malicious intent, and that's your intent, and that's what you're going for, then yeah, that's just you using it in an evil way, because you're hurting somebody. Historically, a lot of the use of a pin and the doll was actually for healing. Yeah. So if I was working on my painful neck, I could put a pin in the neck to help relieve that pain.
Almost like acupuncture. Symbolic acupuncture, yes.
Yeah, exactly. The other good use of these is that if you are a Reiki practitioner, if you're a Reiki practitioner, and if you have a doll made up, you make a doll for a particular recipient. I view that as a much more energetic and effective way of doing distant Reiki.
You've got to focus. That's physically right in front of you, something you can touch, something you put hands on. And I think that that helps a lot of people focus their energy better. You can, because it's a yarn doll in particular, you have the ability, therefore, to say, write that person's name on a little piece of paper, roll it up, and put it in the middle of the doll. Getting that symbolism solidified for you.
There's that. There's like I pointed out in this one here with the jewelry. If the person you're dealing has a particular favorite color of necklace or something like that, you put it on the doll. Now, this is all happening on the 14th.
Yes.
What is the 14th? That's Valentine's
Day. That's Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So that means a guy or a gal wanted to take their special someone who's really into the metaphysical world and loves the symbology. They could bring them here to my class, and they could each make a dollar to represent themselves. They could then acquire here.
You need three hands.
Acquire a stone. And this stone could be placed in the head, could be placed in the body. The nice thing is, I'm not going to shove it in there, but if it's in the head and the other one has one just like it, and the two come together,
they'll be kissing.
They'll be kissing.
Or they can be heart to heart, hand to hand. They can hold hands.
Yep. And that also opens up a whole range of different types of magic that somebody could develop into their practice.
Yep. Yeah, and you can, because it's a yarn doll, you have that capacity to put a piece of rose quartz in there for love. Or maybe you're worried about that person and the puppet's already thoroughly identified. You've worked with it before, you know it stands for that person, but they're going on a job interview. So you pick some herbs or a stone or both that symbolize good communication. Maybe just put a little pinch of spearmint in there to sweeten their words so that they will feel more confident going into that job interview. So, there's really no limit.
Absolutely.
What you can do.
Yep. So if you're coming to the class and you have a particular piece of jewelry you want to put on something, I will have jewelry wire and jewelry thread, stuff like that. If people want to use a few inches, I mean, it's more than happy to help out with decorating them also. I will have basic yarn colors. If you want something absolutely crazy and you want to bring something, bring something.
And this is one of our by donation classes. So a lot of these divination classes and magic classes, they are all by donation. So you can register online in advance so that Darrell can know you're coming and prepare for the right number of people, but there's no donation required until, you don't have to do that part online. You can make the donation here. You can make it after the class. You can make a decision when you've had the class and decided what it's worth to you. That's okay. If you want to make a donation in advance, that's fine. If you want to bring an old bit of yarn, like an old skein of yarn that you know you're never going to use, and use it in the class or trade, feel free. If you
donate.
Yeah. Leave the leftovers with your instructor and it will go to good use and be something available for students who take this particular class on container magic in the future. So far this has been a 2-part series in container magic, right?
Yep. This one, and with this one, I wanted to introduce the idea of energies being attached to something, be it, anywhere from possession and negative connotations of that, if you want to go that direction, to positive, where things are, like you said, blessed, and it's a positive spirit, thing like that. And then my next idea was I'm going to go into the container magic of either supporting or removing that type of energy. So let's talk, removing is what most people are familiar with, and that is cleansing. Normally it's just a cleansing or something like that. It goes anywhere from that all the way over to, you could go all the way up to banishings and divot boxes. And I wanted to kind of talk about a variety of those things, but I wanted to create basically a spirit model for something that's enchanted and how that would work. A good example of that is the wand you have out front.
Yeah.
And the oak box that has a small spirit bottle in there. And that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That concept.
Now that's a wand you made. The wand and the box and everything in the box was made by you.
Yes.
It's fabulous. It's one of we've got a couple of local wand makers that have really beautiful pieces of truly artistic wands in the case. And definitely if you're looking at those wands, think of it as not just buying a magical tool, but a piece of artwork that will bring you joy whenever you look at it, frankly. And that wand is beautiful. Yeah. The box is beautiful. It's just a fantastic piece. You also have some spirit bottles or witch bottles, however you address those, in the store as well. Now, these are more elaborate than the ones you guys made in the class last month.
Correct.
These are about this big, and they're round and have a sealed cork top and some string or yarn encasing them. But inside, it's quite complex. And
yes, it's the last class I had would teach somebody how to make one if they had the materials. And it's all based on association.
Yeah.
So give an example. I mentioned the little octopus looking guy helping to protect the house and everything. The color black because it absorbs. That's an association, the color black.
Taking away negativity.
Taking away negativity. The gray, just because I needed something to contrast with the black. So everything doesn't have to be.
That's a perfectly valid reason to pick it.
But when I was at the fair, that's why I picked her up, because of the black color, attracting abundance. And with this one sitting next to the spirit ball that I have, the spirit bottle, it's working with that. Well, this girl, she's working with the things that she has on her, the key, the tarot card, the raven. There's actually a feather in back. There's a variety of associations with each one of those. So the idea is that in your magic, you have the ability to use associations in order to make vibration and make something happen. That could be a class all itself.
It really could, yeah. And I have to say, some of the associations will be ones that you've seen on YouTube, heard about maybe through the little shorts we do on YouTube and Facebook and Kick and all the socials that we go to, or you read about it in a book. But you might also look at that same symbol and go, no, everybody else on the planet is insane. That symbol clearly means this other thing. And for you, it does. So it's a completely personalized practice. If what most people think a key means makes sense to you, and it's a pretty rudimentary symbol these days, so it might, then great. You'll go with what most people think it means, and it's a little more universal. But if you think it means something completely different, go with what your gut tells you every time.
Yeah, and that's very important, because not just, I want to use the key example. The meaning of a key to somebody who is 80 years old, 60 years old, 40 years old, 20-year-old, and a 5-year-old. The meaning of a key could be, and most likely is, different based on generations.
Yeah.
They're not right. There's not wrong.
No.
It's just what's right for the person.
Yeah. Yeah. For most 5-year-olds, regardless of their generation, a key is meant to keep them out of things.
Exactly.
It's about forbidding things. Whereas, once you're a 12-year-old girl and you've been given that first diary with a key lock, do they still make those? Then it becomes about privacy and keeping some things to yourself, and actually learning discretion is really part of what that is.
Yes.
When it's your first apartment, it's freedom and independence. It really will change the nuance of the meaning. Does it open a door? Does it keep a door private and closed? Really depends on your context. And that's just thinking about it as a lock to a door.
Right.
You might have some other completely different interpretation of what a key really is.
Younger generation, you have keys for your computers.
Yeah. Yeah. Password keys. Absolutely.
Dongle keys. There's a lot of different things.
Yeah. It's all kinds of things. So always follow your gut. Go with what you think it's supposed to mean, not necessarily with what someone else tells you, whether it's in writing, on video, or in person. If you agree with them, great. If you can come to an agreement because you're working with someone on this, that's probably important. If you're working with them, you guys should come to a common understanding, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And yes, by the way, we are Horse DNA. We are live. It's true. It's live. But, we're excited to talk about the stuff we're excited to talk about.
That's my passion.
Yeah. And it's a good one.
Yes, absolutely.
So come and grab a reading when you can and take a look at that deck, because it's a fantastic deck, original, unique to this gentleman. Is there a GoFundMe to get more?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not
Okay.
yet.
There's been threats of a GoFundMe to get it mass produced. So that
Actually, a startup.
A startup.
Kickstarter.
A Kickstarter. A Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Okay, a Kickstarter to perhaps get the deck available to the public. It's a large deck. How many cards are in your deck?
99 named cards. Then there's 6 elemental cards, and then there's 3 corn cards.
Very nice. So it's a big deck, but it's hexagonal. The cards are hexagonal in shape, and that is important as in how they're read. So I find it fascinating. So come and get a tour of the deck and encourage him to make a bunch. And come in and see the containers that he's got. They have different purposes. I know we have 3 right now because I've grouped them, so they're
Yes,
all
I
kind
saw
of
that.
together.
Yes.
So I know there's one there for communication. I think there's still a home protection one.
Yes.
And I don't remember what the other one is for, but I know there's 3 different purposes. They all are all each designed filled with things for different purposes. The wand, of course, is in the Wands and Athame's case, right by the register and over by the incense. So come check it out. If you are in the shop at all, if you're in the area, stop by, come check out all of these beautiful wares. And you never know when there'll be more. There were, for example, some little keychain-like things that got made. They would be fun to do. I'll be honest, they were gifts to people he works with here. They weren't. But I think they would be fun to have in the shop at some point.
Absolutely.
Just my personal opinion. So, yeah, come to the class. It's by donation on February 14th, which is Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. By donation. And if you're curious about that, some people donate $10, some people donate $20. Occasionally, someone will donate a whole bunch more. Sometimes because they're bringing their friends and they're treating their friends. Sometimes because they just want to make sure that the person who really couldn't afford to pay much got, kind of covered, just being a generous human being. And Darrell gets some of that money. So we all appreciate those things. We do.
Yes.
Some of the money goes to the instructors. Some of the money goes to pay for the space, the classroom space and all of that jazz, and the fact that we're staffed so you can get in the door.
At the same time, I don't want to scare anybody away that can't make a donation.
Yeah, if you really can't and you're really curious, come anyway.
Yes.
It is always a fun time. These classes are great. And the by donation classes would be your container magic classes, the American Hoodoo and folk magic, the magical astrology, the tarot lab. I'm missing anybody? Palmistry. Yep, Palmistry 101. And the completely free, no donation expected classes would be the introductory to various forms of the craft classes. So the Gardnerian 101, the Alliance Coven, and the Journey into Magical Practice are the 3 right now that are being offered just as potential training for folks who might be interested in exploring joining those paths. I'm going to say what I always say about finding a group. If that's something you want to do, it's going to be as much about personality as anything else. It's great if you think that path might be the perfect path for you, but check out the people, because you're going to have to spend a lot of time with them. And if your crazy doesn't jive with their crazy, it's not going to work. So come and meet the people and see if that's who you want to hang out with, is always my advice. And if you need more choices than the 3 we happen to have meeting here right now, Pagan Pride is a great place to go to meet lots of different groups. And Paganicon, which is coming up in the spring, is also a fantastic way to meet lots of people who offer all kinds of things, whether it's wares or groups that meet. They could be groves, they could be covens, they could be lodges, they could be, pick a term, whatever term. They all get together once in a while and they do some stuff and they have a good time. And hope always people. But that is pretty much my time.
All right.
So thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in. And have a fantastic week, everybody. Thank you all, as always, for being your best magical you. We love that about you. And we also like the little magical things you can do here in the socials to help our algorithm. I know you know what they are. So have a wonderful week, everybody, and blessed be.